Hi everyone. Here I have a Broan-162 and this is an exhaust fan and lamp. It can be a heat lamp or light. What I'm going to run through today is just how to wire this unit up. In the installation instructions, we are going to be doing this one right here, and it says lamp and vent operate separately. Here we have a two-function control. Here I have simulated your house wire coming from your breaker box coming into the switch assembly. This line here is basically going out to the bulb heater unit. So what you would do first is you'd have your line coming in to your switch box from your breaker box. That line basically would have a black, white, and ground. You'd hook the black wire to the hot side of the switch. You'd take the neutral wires, which is your white wires, and you would tie those together with the line going back to your exhaust fan and light or heater. And the ground would be also connected together. The ground would be designated as a green wire or the bare wire. So white's the white, ground to ground, black to the hot side of the switch. Now, on the switch, these are your functions. And the first one, we're going to classify that as the heater. We have a red wire tied into that heater side. So that's the wire going all the way out to the fan. Here on the bottom, on the second switch, we have the exhaust fan, and we have that basically hooked up to the black wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow this back. This is going up to my housing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wire this in to this unit. First thing what you'd want to do is you want to figure out which knockout you would want to take out. There's one here, one here, one here, and one right there. Just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to take this top one. We'll take this, and what you do is you get a screwdriver and just kind of rock it back and forth, and that would pop that plug right out of there. What I'm going to do is open the electrical box cover just by taking off this 1/4-inch screw. The cover comes off just like so. What you would want to do is you would want to use an approved wire restraint, and you'd want to put that in the box as well. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we'll get that started in here. And what you would do is just tighten that all down. And what the wire restraint does is when you run your wire through and you tighten it down, it prevents that wire from coming out of the electrical box. So what I would do is I would take my wire here, make some room on the table. I would run that through. Inside the box, and I'm going to make the wire connections. So what I'm going to do is the red wire is basically that first function that we had on our switch was the heat. Red is heat, so I would tie red to red, and what I would do is I would put a wire nut, put it on. I also would use some electrical tape and just tape that. And the second wire on our switch was the exhaust fan, and that was the black wire. And what you're going to do is you're going to tie the black with the blue, And you would put a wire nut on those as well. Like so. And next is your white wire. This is your neutral wire. This would also get wire nut together, whites to white. And you put a wire nut and black tape that as well. And last you have your ground wire. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wire nut on that one as well. And again, what I would do, I can't stress it enough, I always put electrical tape around it just to prevent the wire nuts from coming out. I would tuck the wires nice and neat inside the electrical box. You know, I pull this out. And what I would do is I would go ahead, and I know I have enough wire. I'll go ahead. And again, you want to make sure this nut is really tight on the inside. And then what you would do is you would just tighten that wire restraint. Just like so. And again, I'm just doing this for video purpose. My screw on the inside is not tight, but I think we all get the idea. And then what you would do is you would just put the electrical box back on. Tuck the wires, make sure they're not pinched, and put the screw back in. And that's all it is. I hope this video helps. Thanks.